Thank you so much. I'm going to read a little bit, if that's okay. I'm going to read from the middle of The City I Call. It's the last poem. This is the city where Owen was my brother, and the stories are all one story. The story of us playing hooky, and he got a tattoo on his arm, and we wandered through the cemetery and jumped the chain link fence to escape, and I sliced my palm open, and I still have the scar. The story of running through the dusk to the end of Beard's Fork Holler, where the old coal mine opened like a cave in the dark, where the stream began. The story of me always wanting to wear his gray sweater, and I told him so. The story of us always talking about all the songs we loved and the people we loved who didn't love us back. This is the city, I think, no, believe beggars can't be choosers, and this is the city of too many choices, and too many of them stupid. In one city, Audrey Hepburn, in a long black dress and gloves and pearls and diamonds, gets the mean reds and stands outside the Tiffany's on 5th Avenue before it opens, pulls a donut from a white paper bag and takes a small bite. She keeps her telephone in a suitcase and an orange nameless cat she calls Cat, or a no-name slob. She's always talking about marrying rich people. On the fire escape outside of her room, she plays a little guitar and sings Moon River, and a writer, male, white, blonde, boring, listens and falls in love with her. This is the city the Southern Paiute elders remember, the little houses and dirt streets and hills and magnificent desert, before it was a city, relentless, before everything. In one city, in a hard rain, we stumbled, nearly tripped, soaking, tired, down steep stairs into the belly of a tiny jazz bar to listen, our boots all wet. It was the thing to do, the only place to be that night, in a line of many and so few nights. In this city, I was taught, no one had to teach me, to crave normality/whiteness. Sometimes I still can't shake it. Of droopy-topped hemlocks, of feathery cedars, of snowberries, salal, Indian plum, Oregon grape, sword ferns, fiddlehead ferns, of huckleberry, wild blueberries, salmonberries, trailing blackberries, of wood sorrel, of skunk cabbage, of vanilla leaf and beargrass. We can't talk about the coyote without talking about human Western expansion/settler history. I mean, talking about the destruction, the genocide. I mean, those pictures of hunters with hundreds, thousands, millions, some indeterminate number of the dead in pelts. Then I don't know how to talk anymore. This is a city of looking around, looking down, looking up, looking back, looking past, looking straight in front at it, roaring at it, leaping at it, wrenching its jaws apart with your bare hands. That's the way I remember her best. This is me, babe. It is me. This is it. Wherever I have gone, the blues are all the same. In one city, the temperature never seems to rise above 15 degrees. No one driving on the black ice roads. No one out watching the fireworks at the pier. No king crab legs, no pina coladas for New Year's. This city, this feeling of having outgrown something, everything, everyone. Of Denver, wet from a walk, rubbing her face on the rug to get back her scent. Of wanting to do that every single day of my life. Gotta rub my face on the rug. Please see for me if she's wearing a coat so warm to keep her from the howling winds. This is a city where I was running, and I just knew somehow that my parents would be around the corner near one of the subway stops, on the footbridge over the highway. And there they were, my mom leaping out to hug me and kiss me, and me stopping, half running, and all teary-eyed. Of squeezing down the sidewalk crowded with people in stands selling fiery mangoes and mango juice spinning in fountains, pineapples cut into rings, fresh pupusas slapped down to sizzle, tacos, sweaty glass horchata, ruedas and chicharrones, limes, bright red split watermelon full of seeds, and we're already too full. In one city, it's easy to imagine that all my friends have a more charmed life than me. So witty, so clever. of hunting for graffiti and murals that ooze down the walls, of giant parking lot towers, of slides zipping through shark tanks, of pirates and gambling kings, of the Eiffel Tower, the Statue of Liberty, Pyramid of Giza, a Roman palace, of everything here in one place, of gondolas floating through swimming pool blue canals, the gondoliers singing in old Italian, the indoor sky, half dead, lit blue. This is the city I got sick as a dog. Every night we'd be night walking, Denver and me, running across the streets, the soft glow in the blue twilight, looking into other people's houses and wishing. The dinners on the table, the books on the shelves, the strings of fairy lights and lamplight, the laughter and tango music pouring out the doors. Of early Thanksgiving morning, standing, watching the parade with the giant floats of Spider-Man and Kermit the Frog, of climbing around the slabs of dark rock in the park, of finding my friends and eating pancakes and waffles at the only open diner, of lying with them on the sunny grassy hill above the zoo until dinner time, of writing the L to Bird and her journalism school friends and their Friendsgiving, of lying beside Bird in her bed with wet hair, awake, wondering about her life. In one city, I'm too suburban, not inner city enough. I cannot say I am from this city, really. Not really. Don't wait up for me. Please don't. Of Irish goodbyes, of disembodied guillotine blades floating overhead, of lying in the middle of a frozen lake with Q watching at the shore, judging, of hiking through bedrock in the snowy woods with him, of eating chili burgers and banana cream pie in a diner silver like a bullet and watching Silver Linings Playbook with him, watching his face, watching, of listening to him play the harmonica in a drafty campground hall shed, huge and echoey like a hunk of a sunken ship. I don't think about the gray wolves, their extirpation, how that gray wolf hole makes it just right, just so for the coyotes. This is when you get angry, Pickles. Don't be sad, be angry, said DH in an email. Give yourself over to rage. This is the city I slept in the freezing, smoky, windowless room of a dead man. Everything in his room, the clothes in the closet, the baseball caps on the dresser, the posters, the books, were as he left it months before. Like the Dead Sea. You told me I was like the Dead Sea. Nicest words you ever said to me. Honey, can't you see? I was born to be your Dead Sea. Of Arby's, of Potbelly's original Italian sandwich on wheat, all the toppings, no mustard, please. Of Euros from the corner store, extra pitas wrapped in foil. Of Italian beef sandwiches drenched in olive juice. Of burnt down Nuevo Leon tostadas, carne asada, and refried beans on the crispiest tortilla, and the fine sprinkle of cotija cheese, and Canton Regio kebabs, and paletas de mamey and mango, of Indian lunch buffet, and chicken tikka masala, and melty, minty pista kulfi, of Arabic food on giant silver platters, and coffee in tiny silver cups in an empty restaurant at Ramadan. This is the city of my vanity, and I am all the more vain. In one city, the English ivy snarls itself thick and heavy around trees and sends them toppling down in the wind. This is a city where my friends spend most of their nights at the bar, a 15-minute walk from the ship, sometimes with some of the crew. There was no need to say the reason. In one city, I cry every time I'm at the airport with my parents. I watch Frances Ha and get teary-eyed when Frances says goodbye to her parents at the airport. Of rusty skeletal steel towers and train bridges and train tracks and water towers, of boxcars and concrete walls laced with graffiti, of an empty printer's row, of the meatpacking district, all the barns, stalls, cows, pigs, hay, blood, underfoot, pressed, flat, clean. This is the city I can't stop singing, thinking, writing about the song, O Shenandoah. How Shenandoah is a river, place, person, chief, mythical Virginia. Of all the contradictions. O Shenandoah, I long to hear you. O Shenandoah, I long to see you. O Shenandoah, I could not deceive you. O Shenandoah, I'm bound to leave you. O Shenandoah, I love your daughter. Look away, rolling river. I take her across the open water. Away, oh bound away, across the wide Missouri. In one city, you feel you have lost something, a certain sweetness and light. She was once a true love of mine. In this city, I'm trying to laugh at myself, not take myself so seriously, write things that are funny, but I'm not laughing. This is the city where Kelsey and Sav could have been twins, good cop, bad cop. Kelsey was the one who tripped on the stairs at the strip club and got a gash on her forehead and bled on Sav's Jayhawks jacket. But no stranger could get the story right. No one could tell them apart. This is the city Andrew Bird sings about, the city where the music, everything, started for him, the city at night. He keeps singing to me, come back to the city of light. Come back to Pulaski, the bridges over highways at night, all the red and white lights and streaks. Come back to Maxwell Street, keep the car running and locked. Dad will buy the Polish sausages, and homeless men will try to sell him white socks and roses. The sausages will be dripping of caramelized onions. The fries will be greasy and limp. The grape soda will make you choke, but it will be so good. It will be perfect. Thank you so much.